2005 Chevy Uplander 3.5. Customer concern said he was driving on the highway and the vehicle starting acting up, like jerking, and vehicle turned off and became a no start. So they were trying to crank it and the vehicle didn't crank. Okay, so someone else was here already and they said the fuse box was bad. There wasn't sent out the signal to the starter, so they installed a new box and they are still in the same condition. So I'm gonna be troubleshooting this. This is the only information I have. And also when I came here, I'm looking at, I have no communication with my scanner with any vehicle. But look at this, only check engine light on, go off, on, crank it, see, got the headlights on, but we don't have any ABS, airbag light, or the prindle here, which you have that one, the position of the gears, and the body control module is working partially, probably, see, because that signal is coming from the body control module. I have here connected the breaker box, and it looks like it has some activity here on the pin 2, the class 2 data line. We can see that one there. The scanner seems to be, you know, powered up, so red power to ground seems to be fine. So I'm gonna try to communicate and find out what's going on here while I'm trying to communicate. So this is how far I am right now. No communication with the scanner, no crank. We'll see what happens now. We're gonna go to the next step. We can see here, you know, that the scanner is attempting to communicate, and I have this here, and this is barely some activity here. Doesn't mean too much if it is good or not. So I'm gonna go to the scope, because well, see, that's what I get. No communication. Try to communicate, and I just keep going on and on like that. So while the scanner is trying to communicate, we're gonna go to the scope and find out on the lab scope and see. I have a valve scale here to 1 volt. This system works from 0 to 7 volts, so we're gonna get a right there, you see. So this is a really messed up signal, so that one should be about 7. Mostly, you know, like there is a computer which is basically pulling down that circuit. It's barely attempting to communicate and go up, pull up the voltage, and it's not. So we're gonna try to unplug some computers, the one most fail or are easier to unplug, and we're gonna go from there, and or go to the splice pack, whatever is making easier the next test. So I will start unplugging modules. So the one are easier in this case is the ABS module I have here, and I will unplug that one, and I'm gonna see if anything changes on the data line communications, and at the same time we're gonna keep going and find out what's next, or where do we go after this. I'll unplug this one. Bingo. Apparently that one restored my communication. And now we can see that one was easy. That one was easy. Well, I have I have seen too many Chevys of these where you know, like they have a lot of ABS computers bad, so that is one of the first, you know, like go the one by experience we know the one is failing. Look at that one here. Now how the light illuminates, like a more activity we can see here. I still don't see, you know, like a good square here, but it's my time base, and snap-on is just like that, you know, like that is why it looks all messed up. But I'm gonna see, let me see right here, right there probably. I got a picoscope here, but this is really not needed at this time. We got our voltage back here in activity, about 7 volts, which is nice. Well, it took me really more time realistically finding information, printing wiring diagram, finding here and there. So this is how it is sometimes, you know. We spend a lot of time on the information because I wanted to be prepared. Whatever I need, I'm doing a mobile work, and I wanted to have that wiring diagrams on me, print out all that kind of stuff, so that way I am not struggling here. But I'm curious why this guy replaced these fuse box. I can see the whole fuse box here, and I'm wondering, you know, why they said the signal wasn't being sent out to the starter. But I will do some testing here for purpose of learning purpose only. If you want to keep tunes, you can. If not, you know, thanks for watching. And basically this vehicle need ABS computer, and I don't know, I believe this one gotta be programmed. I haven't looked for that information yet. However, it may not, or I don't know, I'm not sure. I will reconnect the ABS module while the vehicle is running, and I would like to know, you know, like if the vehicle act up, what it does. At this point I'm playing with this thing, you know. It was so easy, it took me like 5 minutes, so let's take advantage and learn about it. After reconnecting the module, look at what happened here. So less than 2 volts. This is what I got. No crank. I'm just playing with this thing, learning a little bit. Well, I have the vehicle running here, but you know, the guy who diagnosed this before, I talked to him, and he told me he wanted to learn more about this system, because he said, I believe my tests were valid. I don't understand why, you know, this system screwed up with me. So he told me on the fuse box, there are two terminals here that you have power at all time. One for the control side and one for the load side. So he said I had those two powers, and I was sending power out here to the starter crank. But he told me also, he said I never had a control side to here, to the computer, to the relay. I never had he said he used a test light and he never illuminated. However, he was telling me at some point this vehicle was starting fine when he came in. So what he found out is at the point was no crank. He removed this relay, do his testing, and he find no signal coming out of from control side, from the ECM or body control module. I don't know exactly where it is. I think it's ECM, the one control is to the coil control. So he said he didn't find any signal to this. At the same time, he said he put back the relay and the vehicle crank and start fine. He come over, remove the relay, redo the test, and he got no signal here. Put back the relay, the vehicle crank and start fine. So that what he told me, he thought the fuse box was bad because they are known for failure this. Let me redo that testing he did for learning purpose and see what happened here, because it's weird. But just do it and see how this thing works and act up with the relay in and out. Basically what I'm gonna do here is go through out here. So basically pin 86 should be 86. I think those are labeled here. Yep. So this 86 is gonna be right here on this corner, right here in that corner. Should have a constant power, and we're gonna have 87 and 30. That's gonna be for the low side. So 87 is gonna be on this corner, and that one should have power at all the time too. So we're gonna connect a test light here, and we should have a constant power. So I have my test light connected to ground. Gonna test it here. I'm gonna touch here power, and my lights illuminate. Let me bring over my light near here to my testing area. Okay. Okay, boom. So we have two powers, and this one should be the one is going out to the starter. This one should be the out. So we have two powers. Good. And this one should be the control side. I believe that one should be the one for the starter. Let's turn on the vehicle and see what happened. So this is what I have here. So oh, let me go key on. I think I didn't leave the key on. So gonna go key on. So same thing, I should have two powers. Nothing should have changed. So I have my test light here. One power, one ground, or another power. So this one should be for the starter. So if I apply this one to a positive side, it should illuminate because, yep. So my control side is this one. So the computer should be sending ground to that pin. Okay, we're gonna install this one to power side, and this one should go to ground. Now let's see if this one illuminates. I'm gonna see from inside the vehicle when I crank the vehicle. I'm gonna duplicate what he said. Okay, from inside we're gonna see. Hope we can see that one from inside when I crank the vehicle. And I'm cranking, nothing. Again, nothing. And we can hear some noise here in this corner, but the light doesn't illuminate. That's he was telling me. Okay. Let's confirm the test light is connected correctly. So we're expecting the computer to be sending ground. So got my test light here, and now we're gonna be grounding this and finding out if the lights illuminate, just to test. Yep, there's a test light. So this is what he told me he found out. So now we're gonna install the relay, but with a relay tester, and we're gonna find out why. Because he was telling me, let me see if I get this one back here. Let me go here, and yeah, right here, install it here, and now I will install that one right here. So my pin right here is R85 and 86. So my 85 is the one I wanted to check here. So when I crank it, oh, I need to get a different pin connector here. Okay, so I got located here my pin, my 86 is the control side. So the 85 has a constant power, and on the 86 is when the computer is applying the ground for the coil control. So basically, in good condition of this relay, like any coil, power coming in should be going out, waiting for that to be grounded. So I'm gonna go and look at that one on the scope and see what happened here. Okay, so we have it there, high voltage, key off, go key on, and when I crank it, that should be dropped to 0. Yep. Okay, so that is our control side, key on, I'll crank it, should go to 0. Okay, now we're gonna do that test. Got throttle, duty throttle body. We're gonna do that test again, but at this point we're going to use a test light and see what happens if that signal is being sent out from the computer with the test light. If the test light illuminates, let's go and swap that one, because that's what tripped him off. That one. So see, we have the scope here. Instead of having the scope here, we're gonna connect the test light here to this one. So got one hand here, just ouch. Look at what happened there. With key off, when I'm trying, my test light is connected to power side here, and look at what happened there with key off. When I do this, it cranks. It's back feeding that one. So basically, let me do a key on now, and I will connect it. Okay, got key on. Now we're gonna go here, and at this point, I will connect this one back here. Okay, now it's not cranking with key on, as we can see here. Let's see with this. Can I couldn't do this test. I wanted to check with the voltage, what's going on with the voltage. If the voltage are dropped at that point, or what's going on. I wanted to see that, but I couldn't here. Okay, we're gonna see throughout there the test light and find out if the light illuminates during cranking. Okay, the only thing I did is connect now the test light right there. Okay, I got nothing. Test light doesn't illuminate, and I get no crank. Okay, the test light is dropping something the voltage, because this is a computer control. So gotta be careful. We cannot use the test light on every vehicle unless it will be LED. I think it won't drop this voltage, but this is an incandescent, so that's what messed up with him. And I think maybe at this point we get cause. I believe we're getting some cause, diagnostic trouble cause, when this is happening here. I'll do a code scan, and I believe this one will get some code for the anti-theft, disable, ignition switch. Got a bunch of code. Data line, communication. I haven't cleared any codes after I did that work, but let me see. This is, I think it is. Ignition switch, power relay 1. Ignition switch, power relay. Horn relay. So something is preventing to activate the system when I have the test light there. And at the end, if I go key off, the engine cranks. Yeah, see, I was going key off here. Bam. Okay, so I learned a lesson here too. You know, sometimes you gotta be careful with the test light too, testing. This is it. This was just some testing here, just for learning purpose. Well, the reason I think the computer is not applying, you know, the ground is because you need to see the resistance of the relay, because I am right there and I got my negative connected here, my negative lead, and look at here. So I should have that voltage is fine. It should go to 0 when I crank it. See what happened when I crank it? Nothing. So I believe the computer is expecting to see some resistance that pass through the relay. Otherwise, if it doesn't see that one, it doesn't activate the relay. So that is something we gotta be careful with. Those, you know, with this type of testing with the test light. So now I'm just gonna finish this vehicle. It's done. So I'm just gonna clean the throttle body and ship it.